Yan. Okay. Wow, may first honor agad. Thank you naman. Share lang muna natin yung live video. Teka, asan yung phone ko naman pala? Yeah. Hi, Princess. Good evening. Nice to see you. So, baka gusto niyo sumama in our session for tonight? If you have questions about love life, career, and yung health natin, libre lang magtanong. All you need to do is to share our live video and then paki-screenshot, dahil importante may resibo. And then, paki-send sa ating Facebook page. It's Everyday Reiki with Marky. Okay, sandali. I-share ko lang yung ating ano. Okay. Yan. Wow, may mga entries na kagad ba na mga mabibilis at mga magagaling mag-send agad. Okay. Ayun. Ayun, okay. So let me just also type in yung ating Let me just type in yung ating instructions. Hi, Katsi. Good evening. Nice to see you. O baka may gusto tayong itanong, anything that concerns our love life, career, and health ang pinaka-importante, syempre. Libre lang magtalong, paki-share lang yung live video natin, okay? So, let me just I'm gonna put the instructions and kung paano tayo makakapag-participate in our tonight's session, okay? Good evening, my fellow Reiki masters here. Hello, Glads. Thank you for joining us tonight. Ako magaling din magbasa yan. Ako, isa pa yan, okay? Sandali to participate. Hi, all the way from Sweden. Siyempre, hindi makukumpleto yung session natin. Another fellow Reiki master of mine, si Cha. Hello, all the way from Sweden. O, di ba? Meeting ba to or ano? May meeting ng mga Reiki master. Ay, nako. Siyempre, ayaw magpatalo. My sassy box. Si Vanelli, thank you so much. Teka lang. May mali ang spelling ko. Ayan. Ayan. And let me just pin this. Yun. Tuesday lang po. Ayan, okay. Tuesday lang po pwede magpuy. Uy, grabe siya. Hanggang 11, kaya nga hanggang 11 lang tayo para hindi masyadong may puyatan. Okay. So ay, kakabit ko nga pala yung lapel natin for better voice quality. Teka angulo natin na maigi yung ring light. Ayan. Kasi last week, bumigay yung lumang ring light ko. Tapos medyo buzzer beater tong dating nung ring light. Kanina ko lang, nakalimutan ko kasing bumili din. So in-order ko lang yun online. Kadarating lang din. Okay, so ayan, pwede na. Ay, aba, my super mom has joined our session for tonight. Thank you for joining, Mama. Thank you. Okay, so by the way, for those who have not watched our weekly tarot reading, so every Sunday, for those who are new here to our channel, welcome po. Thank you for joining us tonight. But here in our Facebook, nasa YouTube na pala tayo. Here in our YouTube channel, every Sunday we have an episode to provide you with a weekly tarot reading. So I've released the reading, the energy readings for since April 25 up to May 1. Itong ang ginagawa ko siya from Monday to Sunday yung energy natin. And I'm pretty sure most of you have received huge blessings yesterday dahil napakaganda talaga ng Monday natin. but also only for it to be challenging today. Okay. Alam ko most of you medyo nakaramdam na medyo, hala, bakit kung anong ginanda ng ng Monday, bakit parang naalog naman ako ng Tuesday? Gano'n talaga siya, yung energy natin. And by the way, this is something, if today naramdaman ninyo yung challenge today, and there are two choices to make for today's energies. You can either choose love and be patient and be more kind and loving, or kung medyo hindi natin napanood kasi ang weekly tarot reading tapos medyo napapatol tayo sa not so good energies for today, this will create a snowball effect na mararamdaman natin until Thursday, only for you to feel confused on a Friday and will push you to make a decision this coming weekend. Now, the full details of this, para mas maging guided tayo, please watch after nitong syempre tapusin muna natin yung session natin. But please watch our session, our weekly tarot reading after this session. Mabilis lang siya, don't worry. And mas maganda na nagiging guided tayo kasi no matter how the energies will unfold for this week, ang mahalaga doon is that kapag may knowing na tayo, kapag mayroon na tayong inner knowing on what's about to happen, mas nagiging maganda yung ating mga choices. Hindi na tayo nagugulat, hindi tayo nasusurprise kapag may mga warnings na, because meron na tayong mga warnings ahead. And when that happens, mas magiging magandang decision making natin. Okay? Siyempre kapag meron na tayong may mga ganyang paalala na tayo, siyempre ang mga responsibility naman natin is to be more mindful with our thoughts and our emotions, decisions, and actions. Basically, those are our energies. Ay, ang dami ng chismi. Ay, naku, I wanna acknowledge the presence of the Princess of Mega World. Nandiyan na naman ang ating Princess of Mega World. Thank you. At mukhang teka lang, nagwawala na uli yung ating inbox tonight pala. So, ay, oo nga, ang dami na kagad entry natin. And perfect na magsimula tayo kaagad dahil most of you mga hindi nakaabot last week, so kailangan sige as much as we can go. Abay pinupuno naman, napakasaya naman, pinupuno naman ako ng mga fellow Reiki masters ko from tonight. All the way from Cebu City. Hello, my fellow Reiki master Ram. Thank you for joining us. Aba, na buy one take one na naman kayo ni Glads. Okay. Ay, ayun na naman. Hello, Emerald Dweller. Hindi talaga makukumpleto ang Tarot Tuesdays hangga't hindi ko nakikita yung username mong yan. I really love your username. Okay? So, thank you for joining us. Oh, yan ang mga buy one, take one. Okay. So, nako ba? Nagsunod-sunod naman ng mga fellow Reiki masters ko from tonight. Nako naman si Jeff. Thank you so much, Jeff, for joining us for tonight. O baka may mga questions. At dahil, okay, speaking of questions, dumadami yung questions natin. Gusto kong sagutin lahat ng mga questions natin for tonight. So simulan na po natin yung ating session. And I do not start any of my sessions, my live sessions, and even my workshops without saying a prayer. And I am a practicing Hindu, so I will be saying or chanting my prayers in Hindu. But no matter which religion we are all following, join me in prayer. Samahan niyo po ako. Let's all pray for guidance, wisdom, and protection. Lalong-lalo na sa may mga itatanong for tonight. Kung meron kayong mga life aspects natin na medyo kailangan ng guidance natin, mas magdasal tayo all together para mas maraming blessings ang makuha natin for tonight's session. Okay? Samahan niyo po ako. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshvara, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshvara, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshvara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Aim Rim Shrim Namaha. Jai Shri Matre Namaha. Good evening and thank you for joining me in prayer. Namaskaram, everybody. Namaskaram, namaste, or namaskar. This is a very important Hindu greeting that means the light in me or the divine in me sees and acknowledges the divine in you. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. My name is Marky Mendoza. I'm a Reiki master and teacher and also an intuitive tarot reader and teacher. Welcome to your official Tuesday night habit and this is Tarot Tuesdays. Now, every Tarot Tuesday, nagbibigay tayo ng free reading para sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat, by the way, for joining me. And itong session natin for tonight will always be meaningful, lalong-lalo na sa mga viewers natin na may mga katanungan, anything that concerns our love life. Nako, pero nararamdaman ko medyo ma-love life yata ang energy ng Tarot Tuesday natin. Kaya ko pa inuuna ang love life. Sige, love life, career, syempre, yung mga career questions natin. And huwag natin kalimutan yung mga health questions natin dahil lahat yan ay pinaka-importante sa ating buhay. Now, syempre, sa mga magpa-participate naman, libre lamang po magtanong. All you need to do is to share this live video in your social media. And paalala lang po, if you're going to share it, huwag po sa mga thread natin, sa mga GC or group chats natin. Either in your stories or sa newsfeed po natin i-share. Now, also, pag na-share na po natin yung ating live video, paki-screenshot lang po and then please send to our Facebook page. It's Everyday Reiki with Marky. And then first come, first serve. Ayan, pumapasok ang mga questions natin. First come, first serve po ang ating basis. And I know most of you will have several or multiple questions. We will answer one question at a time. And then kapag may time, lagi ko sinasabi yan, pero kapag may time pa po tayo, we will do some follow-through sa mga questions po natin. Pero ang mahalaga is masagot po natin yan isa-isa. Now, sa mga magpa-participate naman kung ang tanong ano bang basis ng mga mababasa kong energies? Yun, ang mababasa ko ay ang inyong energies. Now, what's comprised of a person's energies? 4 na bagay po yan. Our current, everything current. Current thoughts, kung ano man po yung mga pinaprocess natin sa ating isipan. And while we're processing our thoughts, ano po yung mga nararamdaman natin? So that's our emotions. And ano ba yung mga decision na ating mga tinitimbang? And finally, when you start taking action, either you verbalize something or may ginawa na tayo. Now, finally, when we start doing something, it will always be subjected to the universal law of cause and effect. So for the Christian and the Catholic faith, we call it the golden rule. Para po sa aming mga Hindu, we call it the law of karma. Now, science calls it Newton's third law of motion. In short, this is the universal law of cause and effect. Now, kung ano man po ang mga katanungan natin ngayon, dalawa lang naman hinahanap natin kung favorable ba o hindi. No matter what the cards will say for tonight, wag po kayong mag-alala because hindi yan final. Because if you want to improve the energy, pwede pa natin siyang pagandahin by also improving your energy. Now, pag bumunot naman tayo ng cards tapos medyo nakita natin may mga warning tayo, okay lang din po yan, most especially kung hindi pa natin siya nakukuha or hindi pa nangyayari because pag may warning, we will just shift our energies totally and malaki yung chance na maiba na rin yung possible outcome natin. Now, sa mga magtatanong, kung sino magtatanong, energy mo ang ating hahanapin o ang ating babasahin. Pero some of you, yung mga questions po ninyo, imbis sa sarili ninyong energy, kung hahanapin ang mga kasagutan, pwedeng ang tanong nyo, ang sagot mahahanap sa ibang energy ng ibang tao. And if hahanapin ko ang sagot sa energy ng ibang tao without them knowing it, it's a case of overstepping or simply invasion of privacy. And may karma kasi yun. The doer of the action will always get the karma. So in that case, ako yung kakarmahin. Okay? So, pero may paraan naman na magtanong tayo. Mostly mga relationship questions naman yan eh. Romantic relationships o yung mga friends and family o mga any form of relationships natin. Basta, kapag ganyan naman katanungan natin, may paraan naman to ask it. What we will do is we will just divide the energies equally para pwede na natin siyang itanong at para wala siyang karma on my end. Pero may disclaimer lang tayo, just in case hahati-hatiin natin ang energy natin, malaki ang chance na mahati din ang accuracy rate. Why? Dahil hindi natin makokontrol ang energy ng ibang tao, ang makokontrol lang natin ay ang energy natin. So therefore, pag natapos yung session natin or while we're reading the cards for you, tapos the other parties involved dun sa question natin, kapag nagbago ang energy nila, malaking chance na mababago na rin yung nakikita natin. So therefore, I will always say the most accurate energies na mababasa natin ay lahat ng patungkol-tungkol sa inyo. Sa lahat ng love life, ng career natin, and yung sa health natin, yun ang pinaka-accurate na mababasa natin. So, also, we will be using for this month and until May, we are going to be using the Book of Shadows Tarot. So this is one of my favorites kasi regalos to sa akin ng aking partner. So in one of our Bangkok trips in 2019, ito yung regalo niya sa akin. And may dalawang klase ng cards kasi ito eh. So ayan siya. It's 2-in-1 na tarot deck. So maganda siya kasi medyo 2-in-1 siya. So if you're living a very normal na mundane life, ito yung isang card yun. Very normal yung mga cards na makikita natin. It will show a reflection of how our current day-to-day lives are, modern life basically. Now the other set of cards, next month natin yung makikita. Sa month of May, ito naman ang featured na tarot deck natin. So nandun naman puro spiritual life naman makikita natin. So may dalawang klaseng cards tayo pwedeng makuha. And by the way, tatlong cards ang kukunin natin for you. The first card will represent kung anong past energy, saan ba galing yung past energy natin. The second card, it will represent kung anong energy na binibigay mo ngayon. And the last card, kung saan siya papunta. And may dalawang klaseng cards tayo pwedeng makuha, major cards and minor cards. Pag major cards yung mga makukuha natin, naku, napakaganda niyan. I-harvest na natin yung blessings natin. And the goal is to get as much major cards as we can para talagang alam mong malapit na nating ma-harvest yung mga blessings natin. However, kapag minor cards, hindi naman ibig sabihin hindi siya maganda. Pag mga minor cards yung makukuha natin, that just means may mga tatrabahuhin pa tayo so that we can fulfill or manifest bigger blessings. Okay? Ang dami na nagchichismisan dyan. Okay, sandali. Ayan na. Hi, hi. Gail, thank you so much for joining again. O baka may, okay, ang dami na pumapasok na tanong. And also, may mga chismisan na kayo dyan, Ram, ha? Okay. Hi, then, G. Thank you so much for dropping by. O baka may katanungan kayo. If you want to participate, pakicheck lang po yung pin post here in our comment section. Oh, by the way, pwede rin kayong manalo. Isa sa atin tonight ay pwedeng manalo ng 1,000 pesos worth ng Crystal Abundance Bracelet courtesy of our official partner, celestialblue.ph. Sa mga gustong manalo po sa ating raffle at the end of our session for tonight, ang gagawin niyo lang po is puntahan niyo lang ang Facebook or Instagram ni celestialblue.ph and mag-share lang po kayo ng kahit anong post ni Celestial Blue either in your stories or in your feeds. Paki-screenshot lang din po and then paki-send later yan sa ating Facebook page. And sa mga hindi naman masyadong mananalo for tonight, okay lang yan because at the end of the month, meron tayong grand raffle. Yung grand raffle natin, mananalo kayo ng workshop passes. You will win emotional healing classes with me and that's gonna happen on the first Sunday. Actually second pala. That's gonna be May 8. May 8, 7 ba o 8? May 8, 2022. Okay? So dahil dyan, ang dami ng questions. Okay, so galingan na natin ng mga natin. Sige, dahil meron na tayong mahaba na yung ating pila, so simulan na natin yung session natin. Okay? So, ayan na. Teka lang. Okay. Okay, ayan. So officially, ayan na, meron na tayong first participant. So, here is a question. Napakaganda ng jumpstart ng ating questions. Ang question niya ay, what is my spiritual path for the next 12 months? Wow! I like these questions and ang mga ganitong questions kasi lagi itong nakaka-inspire for me because lagi ko nakikita yung sarili ko when I started my spiritual path because sa mga first time po here in our channel, good evening again, and I never really was very spiritual all my life. It was a roller coaster ride of my life. And mga 6 years pa lang po ako in the spiritual path. And Before that, medyo magulo ang buhay, and that's really important for me because sabi ko nga, we all have to go through many things only to discover a very good reason why we all have to choose a better path for us. And that is an inspiring story na nakita ko din with many people that I never thought na pwedeng mangyari sa buhay ko. And I'm not special, honestly. That's why I'm so happy I'm joined with my fellow Reiki masters din in this session for tonight kasi pare-pareho kami ng stories, lahat kami may pinanggagalingan. So, tingnan natin para sa ating first participant, tingnan natin ang spiritual journey ng ating first participant. Sabi ko nga, tatlong klaseng cards kukunin natin. It's going to give you a very good background dahil yung past energy will be coming from the first card, what the current energy stands for, and kung saan siya papunta. So, here we go. Aba, okay. Aba, okay. Ay, very good. Okay, we have 1 out of 3 major cards. And napaka-exciting nito because the major card nangyari siya sa dulo. And yung sa dulo kasi, that's going to be the outcome. Okay, so that really means 1 out of 3 major cards, that means really there's work to do, there's much work to do. And I like that because lahat naman ng bagay na gusto nating ma-achieve, gusto nating makamit sa buhay, pinaghihirapan talaga yan. So for our first card, ito po ang ating first card. We have the Knave or the Knave of Swords. Pag Knave kasi that's the Knight. Okay, but here is, napakaganda ng imagery nitong na to, tarot deck na to. And by the way, kapag nakakuha tayo ng minor cards na swords, yung ating suit, swords can mean 2 things. It can be in the form of either wisdom, pwede rin siyang weapon mismo. But in this case, tingnan mo yung itsura niya, mukha bang weapon yan? It literally looks like so much wisdom. But here is the past energy. Kumbaga ito ay sabi nga ni Angeline Quinto dati, sa isang pangarap. Ayokong kantahin. Okay, okay nanta pa rin. Okay, so parang ako, nangangarap lang din ako dati. Yan. And para kang nagpapalipad ng saranggola because for me, the kite is it's very meaningful for me because before when I was younger, I've always wanted to fly my own kite, only that hindi ko siya magawa on my own. Kumbaga kapag may napapalipad na ako, either lumilipad na siya kanina, tagahila na lang ako, or talagang hindi ko siya magagawa at all. I can't do it on my own, honestly. Pero every time I see a kite, it always represents so much of my dreams na gusto mong palipadin yung kite just because marami kang gustong marating. And you know how it is, the feeling that you're flying, it feels that you're free, it feels that you have reached or soared into higher heights. And for me, that's a good representation ng mga goals and dreams natin. And this is one of them. And very important yung photo na nandito, which is a representation of your past self. And you know for a fact that there are many times in the past that there were some disappointments. There were, of course, may mga success stories, but most of them, you are also wanting to really improve the past experiences na masyadong hindi naging maganda yung memories natin. And that's one of the goals why you're wanting to fly that kite, so that you can reach greater heights no matter what the past is about. But what I like about, tinan mo yung imagery ng babae dito na nagpapalipad ng saranggola, napaka-happy ng feeling niya. So in short, and the color itself is really representing so much joy, so much happiness. And more importantly, may guide, may kasama kang nagpapalipad. So that means in this journey, with the truest intentions, kung bakit ka na kumuha ng isang spiritual path, and with your goals all placed in one, with your truest intentions for you to become better, a better version of yourself, yan yung nagiging inspiration on how you will, no matter what the past is about, you're always willing to just put a smile on your face because that resonates so much hope. But where the current energy is, napakaganda naman dahil we have the Ace of Cups. And nag-uumapaw, and look at that, nag-uumapaw, hindi lang yung emotions on that because mostly, well, it's both because whenever we get cups, it can mean 2 things. It can be in a form of emotions, but it can also be celebration that we're going to di ba parang tinan mo yung emotion niyang nung cup natin, parang chini-cheers siyang ganun. Now, the water represents emotions, yes, but at the same time, these are also cleansing energies. And imagine yourself going through this path that you are or also being cleansed of whatever may possibly na may have brought you a little bit of mga disappointment, and the things in the past that may have given you a little dirt or mud on your body, on your mind, body, and soul. But with the symbol of the overflowing water that cleanses us from all of those experiences. With the cup being held like this, alam ko na in the end, once you're done cleansing, once you are done na doing your own part in understanding why these things have to unfold and what you can do to improve it, yan yung mga magbibigay sa ng opportunity to see yourself in a very good place. And that is a very important decision that you're going to make. In the end, nakakakilig yung because this is where the major card is. This is the Temperance card. And tinan mo, look at that. First of all, the imagery already says a lot of celebration. The imagery will undeniably tell you that there's really a lot of things to celebrate. And the celebration is because you know that you deserve all of this. That no matter what the past is about, there are many opportunities that you're also able to find blessings with not so good experiences, only for you to discover it towards the end, which is a very good thing. It's equally resonating in this set of cards. But at the same time, the Temperance card is a very important card because it gives you a very good message that you have a very balanced mind and heart as you go through this. That means maganda yung pangitain na when you get the Temperance card, because if in the past and as the goal of cleansing your mind, body, and soul in the process of you learning, as you go through the spiritual path, it allows you to really see that yes, I really have to go through all that. That it may have been challenging during the times that I'm experiencing it, but only for you to see the blessing through it all and for you to celebrate it. Because everything needs to to be celebrated. And para sa akin, marami ding bagay in the past that I'm honestly not very proud of. But before, during those times that I was about to make those decisions, and while I was going through it, nung na-discover ko na there are no specific benefits during that time, or possibly I'm just inflicting pain towards myself and the people around me, I never knew how that can become a blessing at that moment kasi I'm still living that moment. I was still in that present, and I'm still uncertain kung saan ako papunta during that time. Only for me to understand fully now why those set of experiences have to happen. They have to happen perfectly so that you can become the person that you are today, only for you to become better pa each day. So look forward for more blessings because there are many things that you're going to experience pa. Because of this card, it's really giving you that yes, it's going to be overflowing with experiences that will also overflow emotions, but at the same time, only for you to celebrate. So for me, I'm going to be very excited for you. And congratulations, because of this last card, it really just affirms that you really are on the right path. So yun lamang. Maraming salamat for joining, and thank you for choosing Tarot Tuesdays. So, my name is Marky Mendoza. I'm a Reiki master and teacher, and also an intuitive tarot reader and teacher. Welcome to your official Tuesday night habit. This is Tarot Tuesdays again. And sa mga gusto magtanong, libre lang po magtanong. Kailangan lang natin i-share yung ating live video. And then syempre, mag-screenshot tayo dahil importante ang resibo. And then pakisend sa ating Facebook page. It's Everyday Reiki with Marky. And then libre-libre lang ating magtanong. May pila lang tayo. First come, first serve tayo. Okay? Now, ayan. Okay lang. Ayan. Okay, so also, isa sa atin ngayon, isa sa mga lucky viewers natin will have a chance to win 1,000 pesos worth of Crystal Abundance Bracelet courtesy of our official partner. It's celestialblue.ph. Kung gusto niyo naman manalo mamaya ng Crystal Abundance Bracelet, all you need to do is go to the Facebook page or Instagram of celestialblue.ph, and then pakishare lang any of the posts either in your stories or sa newsfeed natin, and then libre na sa entry natin mamaya. Okay? Ay, sandali. Pinaiyak mo ako. Sorry na. Grabe naman. Ah. Oh, sorry na. O baka magkaiyakan tayo. May ano pa tayo. May show pa tayo. May show! Ang taas ng ano ko. Ay, sandali. May mga ano na. Okay. Sharing some sweets to everyone. Ay, wow! Ay, naku po. Speaking of sweets, naku po, umiiwas-iwas muna tayo sa matatamis. Naku, pero go lang. Mukhang masaya yan, ha? Mahati-hati kayo dyan sa tsokolate niya. Okay. So, okay. Ang dami kong chismis. Trabaho na tayo. Okay, so next na tayo. Okay, yun. Okay, so ang bibilis naman itong mga ano natin, mga participants natin. Okay, so eto na ang katanungan ng ating next participant. What's in store for my yan sinasabi ko, love life na. Okay. Medyo nauna lang yung ano, yung first participant pero ang sumunod talagang love life na. So what's in store for my love life for the next 3 months? Aba, may target. May target ba? May mukhang hindi naman. May quota ba tayong na kailangan in 3 months? Mukha naman hindi ka naman nape-pressure, okey, hindi ka naman so ano, siyempre may time na. Aba, wow! So very goal-oriented and results-oriented dahil napaka-OC kahit sa timeline, tama naman 'yan, okey. Maganda, alam mo, it's something that I never knew I needed in my life kasi medyo YOLO ako, eh. Um yung pagpaplano sa buhay, nalaman ko 'yan ng naku, ewan ko ba, but gano'n talaga, may divine timing para sa lahat. So ngayon pinapahalagahan ko lahat ng klaseng pagpaplano sa buhay. So para naman sa ating kinikilig na na next participant, okay, na may target, may quota in the next 3 months, okay, so na may timeline, tignan natin anong energy ng palakang 'to. Kaibigan ko kasi 'to. Okay, sige, okay, so tingnan natin. Baka ito na yung Frog Prince. Oh. Baligtad yung card. Okay, sige. Okay. Okay. Ay, nako. Okay. Nako, ito na naman. Tsaka here's the thing, nako, nabasahan ko rin kasi 'to last time, eh. Binigyan ko naman ng warning. Okay, so ayun nga, nangyari nga. But honestly, when I get warning sa mga cards na yun, and lalo na siyempre kapag nagma-manifest, sabi ko nga, eh, kapag may warning, our goal is to shift our energies. 'Pag hindi natin na-shift yung energies natin, the warnings will manifest, okay? Bakit? Kasi kung anong tinanim siyang aanihin. So kung anong makikita ng cards natin, kung anong energy ang maa-absorb ng cards natin, will be according sa mga energies na tinatanim natin. Remember, the universal law of cause and effect does not escape anyone. Kahit ako, I mean, no one's above that because that's how the universe works. So tandaan, kung anong tinanim siyang aanihin natin. And yung mga tinatanim ninyong energies, yan po ang maa-absorb ng ating cards. And last time I read energies para sa kaibigan ko to, eh, may lumabas na warning until finally nag-unfold na nga din siya. Okay, so nag-unfold siya. So ngayon meron na naman akong warning. I have three minor cards for you dahil goal oriented. Ayan, okay. Hindi ko i-reveal yung synchronicity time, may synchronicity time siya, no. Pero okay, sige. Nako, first of all, we have Four of Pentacles. Yes, tinan mo na. Yes, hirap na hirap pumili. Oh, tingnan mo, yes, ang daming pinagpipilian, wow. Oh, iba din yung marami ay, namaskar sa'yo, Julia, thank you so much for joining. Yun nga naman ako, ang daming choices. Yan gusto ko sa'yo, eh, parang namimili lang tayo sa ano, nagsho-shopping lang tayo tapos kahawak ko masakit pa yung ulo, parang, "Ano ba 'yan, sino yung pipiliin ko?" Parang gano'n, ha. But kidding aside, this is literally a representation of the current, and hindi pala 'to current, it's the past energy. Yung mga pinagpipilian natin, why? At saka yung tinan mo, the way I see um, yung turban ba ang tawag dun? Basta yung kanyang headband, gano'n, na nakalagay dito is seemingly and dalawa habang nakahawak yung motion dito, it's seemingly tinatrabaho. So that means you're really taking time to have a very good discernment process on this. Not necessarily yung mga tao na pinipili. It's really the discernment process that you're going through. And kitang-kita dun sa energy ng card na talagang you're really taking the time and effort for you to discern well. For me, that's a plus. Because sabi ko nga, importante that we plan things. Importante na we get to organize lahat ng mga plano sa buhay natin. But here's the thing. The thing na pinaka-mindful ako dito sa card na to is it's a Pentacle card. Okay? So that means, ang question natin, the Pentacles, actually, sa minor cards natin, is a representation of money, business, or abundance. Okay? And you're asking a question about love, pero in the past energy, mas nag-manifest yung money side. And alam ko na alam mo din kung anong sinasabi ko when I talk about bakit Pentacles because yung priorities din natin for both parties, by the way, for the people na dinidiscern natin, o kaya yung mga prospect natin sa ating pag-ibig, both parties also have strict priorities in terms of the career. And that is not a bad thing because I like, syempre, maganda yung mga mahal natin sa buhay. Equally, may direction din. May mga plano ding maganda para sa buhay, para sa future. So that's not equally bad. Pero this is also a reminder of how the discernment process also is not solely on the relationship or on the love itself. It is a divided energy between finding the balance in the love and career. And both are very important. Okay? So this ang pagbabalanse talaga ng dalawang aspeto ng buhay na yan ay hindi talaga madali. So lucky are those na talagang nakuha yung rhythm and finding the balance for both. Pero sabi ko nga, lahat ng bagay hindi imposibleng makuha, tinatrabaho lang. Kaya naman din, with the motion that you're doing it like this, it really shows that you're finding the balance for that. But that's you. And remember, it takes two to tango. Now, where the current energy is, we have the Nine of Wands. Teka, parang may nire-ritual ka naman dyan. Parang may, alam ko nagma-manifest ka. Okay? And this is what this card is about. You're really manifesting it. And I'm telling you, kasi di ba, parang mukhang witchy yung ritual ni ate dito, di ba? Parang ganun. Parang nagko-call siya ng mga ng ano, calling ng mga towers natin ganyan. But you know, all I'm saying is that this is when we get the ones in our cards, this symbolizes the effort. But I know the effort that you're also doing also involves a lot of manifestation. Manifesting is not really bad because we always need to manifest yung mga blessings natin. Goals, dreams, aspirations, how we get that through manifesting them, through doing the hard work for you to yun yung pagtatanim ng energy natin. And you are doing that. But I want to remind you na sabi ko nga, even if you are doing it well, tinan mo kumbaga dun sa motion ng mga candles na binubuksan niya because these are the representation of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, yun yung representation ng wands in a form of candles. There's still work to do. There's still work to do. Not just on how you're going to manifest it, but of course you know then that there are also current priorities on your plate na hindi mo rin kayang ma-afford to be set aside. And that means right now, if what you're thinking is that right now the question is about love because you may feel like the other life aspects of our life, the career, the personal, the family, for the self, the spiritual path, etc., medyo in the right path, this card is really telling us that we may feel such, but again, it's something na tinatrabaho din. It's something that also needs focus and priority. Now, you may feel that you are not manifesting that yet, but because remember, you are balancing many things all at the same time. And the least thing you would want to happen, kung halimbawa may binabalance kang ganyan, tapos dumating, hanggat hindi mo na pa-perfect pa yung rhythm on how you're going to balance both, and then paano kung binigay yung isang malaking major priority, in the amidst of you balancing everything, it can be overwhelming as well. And alam mo naman, pag nandyan na yung mga blessings natin, we wanna make sure that we maintain the blessing. Or we will do it with every power that we have so that we just don't maintain, we even improve it or pahahalagahan basically yung mga blessing natin because mahalaga na we put so much value o bibigyan ng importansya yung mga blessing natin kasi kung hindi, bakit pa natin minanifest kung hindi naman natin pagyayamanin? So, you have to see this as well as a very good opportunity to practice, to find the balance on everything that you would want to achieve. Now, without compromising the happiness. And I know it's easier said than done. Pero hindi nga siya life lesson kung talagang it's something that we can all do overnight. Okay? So there's a fair reason why these things are called life lessons. We are meant to go through it in this lifetime. Hanggat buhay tayo. Okay? So, kaya nga life, kailangan buhay. Hindi pwedeng dead lessons. Okay? hindi natin gagawin kapag na-deads na tayo. But where is this heading? Kaya ako binibigay yung warning na to because sabi ko nga, it may feel like you have all the, kumaga, you are perfectly balancing your rhythm well, pero tinan mo kung saan siya papunta. So, we have the Queen of Cups. Pero tinan mo naman ay, shoes. And tinan mo, may nakahawak ka pa rin dito, but this is for a different reason na. The least thing you would want to happen is pagdating yung time that you need to balance everything kasi nga dumating na yung mga pinagdadasal natin. Because gano'n naman yun eh. Pag may pinagdasal tayo, may gusto tayong marating, may gusto tayong ma-achieve, and we want to be very successful to it, we're gonna double the effort. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna put our mind, body, and soul to gear towards achieving that goal. And syempre, kung anong tinanim siyang aanihin, ibibigay yan. Maima-manifest at maima-manifest yan. Honestly, manifesting is not the question, but balancing everything that you have on your plate is the real focus here, na hindi masama for you to manifest all the blessings. Because with your spiritual path, you can easily manifest anything that you want, anything that you need. Walang problema doon. Pero how are you going to balance everything? Baka mamaya you'll find yourself in a situation that you're biting more than you can chew. So, what my strongest suggestion is, dahil ito, hindi pa nangyayari to. So, ang practice natin is to really find your rhythm in balancing all of your priorities. You've done it in the past, but this time kasi, marami tayong minamanifest even more. Yung mga minamanifest kasi natin, we want to be very successful with it, and walang problema on that. It's also not a question kung kaya ba, because again, you've done it before. But, iba kasi yung ngayon. Why? Kasi may spiritual path ka nang nilalaban. And when you are on a spiritual path, for people who are in the spiritual path, hindi yan tinitest. Hindi yan because, nako, sinusubukan tayo ng Diyos. Hindi yun yung ganun. Because people who are finally engaged in their or acknowledge their spiritual path as well, the path is not given to us in a form of punishment na parang chine-challenge ka kung deserve mo o hindi, or if it's meant for you or hindi. It's all meant for us. But remember, literal, kung para kang may dalawa lang ang kamay mo, pero marami kang pinapatong sa kamay mo na bawal mahulog, na bawal mawalan ka ng balance, that you have to maintain, and you have to do it with so much grace, it's really something that would really not literally test you, but it will challenge you to just maintain it. Okay? So, hindi yun question kung kaya mo. It's just that right now, we have to be realistic as well. So, yung gusto ko maging training sa'yo is that kasama sa mga manifestations natin is to also manifest how we will fulfill the balance. And remember, tandaan natin, marami din, ang love life natin is just one tiny aspect of our whole being as a person. And then may career pa tayo, may pang-personal pa tayo, may pang-spiritual pa tayo, may mga pamilya pa tayong iniisip. Alam mo naman yan. So, the more that you provide yourself with the necessary practice, by doing everything that it takes for you to really achieve your priorities and be successful with it, and still find the balance na hindi nagko-compensate yung other priorities, and then this will change. But until then, practice. Kasi the least thing you would want to happen is pag binigay na yan, pinigay na yung mga pinagdadasal natin, pero ang hindi natin alam is kung paano natin babalansehin, baka ma-maintain mo yung sakit ulo post ng ganyan. Okay? So, my strongest suggestion, I know that you're also doing many things all at the same time, just to really find your rhythm and not feel too pressured about it. Because ang gusto natin ay love. Love is nothing compared to that word, pressure. Magkalayo yun. So love should also be effortless. Love should always feel effortlessly good. So until you really have that right opportunity na to harvest that blessing, practice makes perfect. Okay? Yun lamang, and thank you for joining Tarot Tuesdays. So, maraming salamat. Okay, so I hope hindi kita na MPK doon na magpakailan. Kapuso tayo, syempre, baka magalit si Bessie. Nako. Okay, yan. Galingan mo. Okay. Ayan. Okay, so thank you again for joining. So good evening po sa inyo lahat. My name is Marky Mendoza. I'm a Reiki master and teacher, and also an intuitive tarot reader and teacher. This is again your official Tuesday night habit. Welcome to Tarot Tuesday. So libre lang magtanong. Although ang dami na pumapasok na tanong natin, kayang-kaya pa yan. So please send in your questions. Libre lang magtanong. All you need to do, share the live video, take a screenshot, and then importante kasing may resibo, dahil radikal magmahal pag may resibo. And then please send sa ating Facebook page, it's Everyday Reiki with Marky. And then, ayun na, libre-libre na. Ay, may mga chismisan dyan. Okay. So, okay. Si Princess, yan ang sana. Oh, aba. Aba, ayan na napapasana all dun sa may mga choices na ano, love you. I love you din mama. Ayan. Aba, may mga oh, naku, thank you. Sam, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Naku, if you also want readings, napakagaling din magbasa niya ni si Sam. So, anong tawag dito? Baka gusto niyo, alam mo naman ang ating community napakaliit lamang. And marami din ako mga fellow readers na napakagaling din. Sam is one of the, ay, may malaking essay writing contest. I'm Sumya and I am a Taurus. My question is, I will be able to pass. Ay, Sumya, hello. Thank you. Okay. Hello from India. Ah, namaskar, namaskar. So now, Sumyan, Pranam, Pranam. If you have a question, if you want to participate, all you need to do is just share this live video on your social media and then take a screenshot of it. And then please send the screenshot on our Facebook page. It's Everyday Reiki with Marky. You can also check our comment section, the pinned post in our comment section. You can use that so that you can be guided with our instructions. And as much as we can, we would want to refrain posting your own questions here in our comment section because we want to maintain the confidentiality of all of our participants. And in this way, at least you will feel very comfortable sharing or asking your questions, may it be very sensitive or not so sensitive. Just make sure that we are also honoring each other's privacy. Okay? So, Pranam, thank you so much for joining. Next question, next participant. Okay, hold on. Okay, wow. Okay. Wow, okay. Next participant. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, so next question. Hi, Marky. Good evening. Good evening. Last week, I discovered that I have a gift with connecting with energies of the dead. And lately, they have been coming to me to help them transition to the afterlife. I'm just wondering if I should study more on necromancy. Okay, so actually, with even without getting the cards, I I would strongly suggest to be very mindful on what we're going to engage on. So first of all, these things can be done. Honestly, these things can be done, but if this is something that we are going to do on our own, less supervised, and if we are going to be supervised, how how do we put it this way? It's not about the strength, but how is the integrity of the one guiding you? Because it's really important. We always have to check the integrity of our gurus, our teachers. Why? Because we need to be sure that what they are teaching are really true, are really correct, are we have to always check the background of our gurus for many, many reasons. Because remember, the guru that we will be resonating with, we will be connecting to the energies of our guru. And if initially we may have already connected to the energy of our gurus, but we are unsure if their energies are only resonating light, that means the energy of the guru that you connect to, you share the karma together. Now, if you're gonna ask me if this is something that I do, I've done that. I've not necessarily necromancy, but I've gone through spirit and angel communication with my teacher as well. I've gone through a thorough training. I've done that several times as well professionally because most of the people who go to me, they just don't go to me for tarot sessions or for Reiki sessions or for healing sessions. I'm very well rounded, but I took a pause. I took a pause on doing that because if this is something, it's a commitment. It's really a commitment because these the spirits or anything that are not found, any energies that are not found on the physical, they don't have timelines. They're not bound by time and space. So that means every time that you use these abilities, and honestly even using the tarot cards, and I would want to warn people who just use the tarot cards without being supervised or without being trained professionally. Why would I send out warnings for that? Because the tarot cards are very similar to Ouija boards. And if you've seen a lot of Hollywood films depicting horror stories, and most of them have tapped into the Ouija board, it's working the same. Because all of these, they are called forms of divination. And what's divination? When we say divination, it's message, asking or seeking message from the divine. Now if you are less supervised doing this, you will always get an answer, but the question is, who is giving the answer to you? So if you're not well supervised or trained professionally, I will definitely discourage you from using the cards. Not only tarot cards. If Because sometimes people would think, maybe it's just the tarot cards, but actually any form of divination, that also means even oracle cards, Ouija boards for one, or any form of divination. If it's not well supervised, if you're not trained professionally, I really discourage you doing and engaging on that. Because again, I always use this example. If all of you are familiar with Lord of the Rings, in the first part of Lord of the Rings, wherein Frodo Baggins was initially given with the One Ring, and then in one of the scenes in the Lord of the Rings, that Frodo accidentally threw the ring, and also accidentally, when he was trying to reach out for it, he accidentally wore it. And the moment that he wore it, he has gone to a different dimension, and not only that, has gone eye to eye, face to face with Sauron. So it's very similar when you do these things. When you do tarot cards, when you do any forms of divination, you are accessing higher realms. Higher realms. And that's the reason why we can see and take a peek from the future, because you are not accessing your time right now. And for you to do that, it has to come with so much supervision, and you have to be trained professionally. And you know what? When a person goes through the spiritual path, it is very normal that the extrasensory senses will always be activated. Why? Because again, you've gone way past the physical. And when you're way past the physical, that means what I refer to the physical, this is not just you focusing on your work, on your career, on your business, on your love life. You are looking for something bigger, which is in the form of spirituality, or things that are not meant to be done on an everyday basis. And every single time that you engage on that, you are calling out these energies that are not bound by time and space. That means in the middle of the night, these things can bother you. In the middle of important meetings, if you are working, these things can bother you. If you're in the middle of an important thing, or even on your time, you're solo, and maybe you're in the restroom doing your thing, these things can still happen. They are not bound by time and space. And that means if you are someone who is not ready for such, then I highly suggest that you set it aside first. And all I'm saying is that in the course of the spiritual life, you will keep discovering more gifts, more opportunities for you to grow, more opportunities for you to become better. But you have to discern really well if you are going to engage or not. And if this is something that resonates well on you, because it's so easy to say that, okay, just like any skill, just like any talent, I would want to learn this. I would want to engage because I would want to learn this, or I would want to be very well rounded on this, or I want to be someone who can do this, who can do that. But my question is, for what? And it's not only the ability that we're looking at here. It really is a responsibility. So if this is a responsibility that you're willing to take, which I'm telling you will take most of your energy. And if you'll, why? Because most of the things, it's a bottomless pit of energies that you're trying to access. Because if you have known how much people have passed on in a day, that's just in a day, in this whole lifetime, imagine multiplying it gazillion times if you're really wanting to access that. And it can be very, very tiring, because there again, they are not bound by time and space. So that means any single time, and you will be very restless, I'm telling you. And not unless also that you have a very strong connection to the divine, that you can literally anchor yourself no matter what you're going to subject yourself, then go ahead and do it. But if you can honestly say, and again, you can only be very honest with yourself. No one can be very honest for you. Only you can do that for yourself. And every single time that you are going to discern about these things, you always have to position yourself, is it really for the highest good? And every single time that you're wanting to expand, you have to always ask yourself, why and what for? If you boil down everything, and if you slice through all of your intentions and you end up with love and passion and kindness and humility and highest good, then go ahead and do it. But if at some point, as you go through your discernment process and you start feeling fear, and I know you're feeling fear, that's why you're asking this, because otherwise you would have gone through it right away. And I know you're feeling a lot of fear, because I'm telling you, this is not a simple task. And there's a fair reason why these people, or at least they are not seen here, because they're not meant to be here. If they are also not meant to be here, and they will sense that there's someone who can get to access them, you can never be ready for these things. That's why I took a pause on this. That's why I also took a pause. And this is already me who has a very strong faith in God. And this is already me who has taken a lot of time to focus on spirituality, but even so, I took a pause on it because I also have so much respect for the dead. Because if we really mean the statement, may they rest in peace, us accessing them, their consciousness is not putting them to rest. And in Reiki, there is a technique though to let them go through or pass through so that they can see the light, or at least their consciousness may go through a deeper consciousness again. But us accessing them in a form of help, in a form of, um, or we're simply going to dig deeper in their past life, we need to reassess why we would want to do that. And my strongest suggestion, if until now the answer is unclear, my suggestion is do not take that risk. And this is already me coming from my own experience. So my strongest suggestion is there are other ways for you to improve yourself, or for to expand the skill. There are more ways on how we can expand our light, but let's focus on light, because honestly, necromancy is not light. Okay, so if not, unless you're also ready to absorb both lights, and if we are not professionally trained for it, it may not be good. So, my strongest suggestion is to really pause and reflect. Pause and reflect and really do more research. Do more research. But I'm happy that you opened this up, because more often than not, it always starts with curiosity. Now, of course, the things that I do here are not meant for the kids. That's why also in my YouTube, I have a setting that this page is not for kids. It's not for kids because not everything we talk about here in this channel is meant to be absorbed by kids. I don't want to be a source. I don't want to be a source of trouble in the future for the younglings. Now my say, no matter what happens, before you do anything else, I would want you to really take a pause and discern really well, and make sure that if you're going to engage in anything, make sure that you've given it a good thought and not engage fully, not unless you're fully decided. But I'm happy that you've opened this up. My suggestion is take time to reflect, take time to really pause and reflect, and only until then, if the things that you go through in your discernment process, if it ends up that's still a little confusing, then don't risk it. My strongest suggestion: don't risk it, and take it from me. Do not risk it, and do not compromise your life, because it can be overwhelming. Okay, so thank you for joining Tarot Tuesdays. Send help. Medyo na ano na po tayo, na anemic na tayo because prepaid lang pong English natin, hindi natin kinakaano. Sorry, but anyway, but yun nga, thank you for joining Tarot Tuesday. Good evening. My name is Marky Mendoza. I'm a Reiki master and teacher, also an intuitive tarot reader and teacher. Welcome to your official Tuesday night habit. This is Tarot Tuesdays. I see a very good student of mine, Sally. Hello, nice to see you. Love the LOTR reference. The gets good, the message through the example. Great discussion, teacher. Thank you so much for understanding. Thank you, naman. Okay. Riza, done sharing, Marky. My question is, speaking, okay, Riza, okay, also, for everybody na gustong mag-participate, if you want to participate in our session, Please refrain from posting your own personal questions here in our comment section. This is to also honor our identity para hindi tayo nadyajahe magtanong. Some of us may have very sensitive questions. We may have friends or family who is also watching us tonight para hindi po tayo mag-worry if and lalo na for very sensitive questions. Okay, so if you have a question, all you need to do is to share your screenshot in our Facebook page. It's in a pinned post here in our comment section. Okay, next question. Okay. Okay, next. Okay. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, here we go. So, hi, Master Marky. Good evening, and how are you tonight? Good evening din. Ay, sobrang Gina G. I'm very much fine. Thank you so much for asking. By the way po, gusto ko lang po sana humingi ng guide about sa aking career. Actually po, nakapag-apply na po ako papuntang Albania. Wow. Okay. Sa una po, okay naman lahat. Nakapag-medical na ako and signed the contract na din po. But when it comes to working visa process, ang tagal po ng process na almost 2 months na po nakakalipas. Wala pa din sila update sa visa namin. Gusto ko po sana malaman if may-release ba ang work visa namin or should I say makakaalis na pa ba kami? Sana po ang pagbigyan ng linaw at lahat ng tanong. Maraming salamat po and God bless. Okay, so let's see. Now, here's the thing. First of all, congratulations. Because I feel like this is already a step closer to for you to manifest your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. Only that you're waiting for one tiny little thing, and that's your visa. Let's see. Now, here's one good thing about every time that we're going to read your energies and you are wanting to manifest something. My strongest well, I'll tell you how to manifest further later on. So, tuturuan ko kayo mag-manifest, but at the same time, syempre, you have to be very positive about this. Sabi ko nga, kung anong tinanim ay siyang aanihin. So, kung ang gusto nating anihin ay blessing, dapat blessing din yung itatanim natin. Kung love ang gusto nating anihin, dapat love din yung itatanim natin. You're full of fear and doubt. So, pag yan ang tinanim mo ngayon, yan din ang makukuha mo. So, if you really want to manifest this blessing to be in full fruition, and because one tiny step closer for you to reach this goal, my strongest suggestion is for you to trust fully. And for you that no matter how much long it takes, if this is really what you want, and then be true to it. So if you really want to reap so much blessings, and finally, not until you are able to receive the blessings, para tayo nagtatanim ng energy. And right now, nagtatanim ka ba ng energy? And right now, it's full of doubt and fear. Because you've been waiting, you're frustrated, you've been waiting for 2 months now. And imagine for the last 2 months, instead of you investing on good things, you are investing doubt and fear. So not unless you also want to harvest doubt and fear, my strongest suggestion is to just focus on praying for great things. But let's see. We will get 3 cards for you. And for me to solidly say that it's really near your harvest time for you to really get this blessing, I'm only going to be looking at 3 major cards. Anything less than that gives you the idea kung ano pang tatrabahuhin natin. So let's see. Okay, hold on. 3 cards for you. Okay, so... Wow. Well, 1 out of 3 major cards. You really just have to be patient, honestly. You really have to be patient. So first of all, the question is, makakaalis pa or you're gonna get the visa? Okay, so first of all, we have the Knave of Chalice or the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is the Knight of Cups. Now, every time we get cups, these can mean 2 things. Cups can mean in a form of emotion. It can be in a form of celebration. But this is too much emotion. Okay? Okay, so look at the imagery here. Tingnan mo yung talagang the intentions are very clear. The intentions are really pure because this is really one of the things that you wanted to do for yourself and for your family. So this is really it started with a very good intention. And look at what the intention is about. But as you're going through it, as you can see, tingnan mo parang medyo lumalabo yung tingin mo dito. The intention was really good, but the way you're seeing it, parang malabo, parang lumalabo. So, if the intentions why you started engaging in this goal or in this yung tong pangarap na to, why you really started with it, if napakaganda ng motivation mo for you to really manifest this well, only for you to blur out that goal just because right now we are lacking the patience, because hindi naman din biro na you're gonna be waiting for 2 months, and most especially if talagang gustong gusto mo nang makaalis because you really want to help, you really want to do your part so that you can contribute for the greatest good of your family. That is absolutely a very good intention. But sabi ko nga, not until we get to harvest fully our goals, dreams, and aspirations. Consider yourself as if you are planting those seeds that you're always going to harvest in the future. And it started really great. It really started really great. That's the reason why you're only a step closer for you to manifesting fully. You're only just waiting for one thing. But I'm telling you, just be patient. Let me give you a timeline. Third week of May. Third week of May. So, and why did I say that? Because this is the next card. We have the Empress. And this is the major card. You know what the Empress is? This is the energy that brings out blessings, or the energy that gives birth to blessings. So wait until the third week of May. Third week of May, there's just some delay. There are just some delays on it, but these are things that are outside of our control. There are many things that can be within our control only if we are meant to do it on our own, but these are way bigger than us. So that means you just really have to be patient and be very, very patient until you finally get it, because look where it needs to. Look, we have the Five of Swords, but look at that. Literally, you're gonna be a winner. If this card doesn't say a lot, I mean, I don't know what is. Okay, look, talagang nanalo. So that means you really have to be patient. Be patient because it's coming. More often than not, one of the things that are outside of our control is the divine timing. The divine timing that only God knows when it's going to manifest. But I'm telling you, this is something that you will get at the third week of May. So konting-konting push na lang. So for my strongest suggestion for you is that since you're already gonna get it, I want you to focus on investing on so much trust. And I want you to mean it well. Because I'm telling you right now, you're full of doubt and you're full of fear. Sayang yung invest mo na napakagandang energies only for you to put more doubt and put more fear. Because tandaan natin, anything that we're going to invest on, this is something we're going to harvest. And not if you are someone who wants to harvest not so good things, then why would you do it? And this is how I'm going to help you. Charity work. Charity work. Why? Because sabi ko nga, kung anong tinanim siyang aanihin. But it can also work in reverse. If you would want to receive blessings, then be the blessing yourself. So I want you the best days for you to do this will be on a Wednesday. I want you to do charity work on a Wednesday, and it doesn't always have to be your charity work to church. It's not limited to that. You can help. You can help the less fortunate. You can help people who are in need. And also, it's not always just limited to material. You can also do charity work in a form of service. You can do many things just to be kind and to be loving and to be very helpful. That is charity work. And my strongest suggestion is that before you do your charity work, set your intentions first. Dear God, I'm going to share my blessing so I can manifest this, so I can get my visa, and then do it. Another day for you to do your charity work. My suggestion is also Saturday, because Saturday is the Lord of Karma's day, and you would want to please the Lord of Karma. So if you want to please the Lord of Karma, do your charity work on a Saturday and do the same thing before you let go of your blessing. Set your intentions straight so that God would know where He will direct our blessings. The more we set our intentions straight, the more that God will know how and when and where He will manifest these blessings for you. I'm going to be very happy for you, but remember, you have to be very, very mindful of this. Be mindful and really focus on the good energies and the good things so that you can harvest them as well. Otherwise, of course, you will always reap what you sow. And I don't want that for you, because you're just a tiny step closer to achieving this. So my strongest suggestion, be very patient, be very loving, continue with your charity work, and do it over and over until you manifest it fully. That's it, and thank you for joining Tarot Tuesdays. So, good evening, everybody. My name is Marky Mendoza. I'm a Reiki master and teacher, also an intuitive tarot reader. Welcome to Tarot Tuesdays. Libre lang magtanong. If you have any questions about your love life, career, or your health, all you need to do, share this live video and take a screenshot dahil importante ang may resibo. And then please send it to our Facebook page, Everyday Reiki with Marky. Also, if you haven't read or watched, rather, yung weekly tarot reading natin, by the way, this week is a roller coaster ride. And I know most of you have enjoyed many blessings yesterday. I know, but only for you to receive a challenging day today, no? So, I'm telling you, this is going to create a snowball effect. If in today's events we were not able to choose love, I'm telling you that this is going to create a snowball effect until Wednesday and Thursday. Only for you to make a tough decision towards this end of the week. So if you want to stay guided even more after nitong session natin, please do not forget to watch our weekly tarot reading so that you can stay guided even more. Now also, if you want to win, lahat po ng viewers natin, you are entitled to join and win 1,000 pesos worth of Crystal Abundance Bracelet courtesy of our official partner celestialblue.ph. All you need to do, punta lang po kayo sa Instagram or Facebook of celestialblue.ph and then share any of the posts either on your stories or in your news feeds. And then take a screenshot of that, and later before we end our session, one lucky winner. Now also, if you're not able to win or not lucky enough to win the bracelet for tonight, it's okay because every month we provide workshop passes for you. So for next month, I'm going to give away 10 winners for emotional healing class, and that's gonna happen on May 2. Yung draw natin will be on May 3. I believe that's May 3. Okay? So, 10 lucky winners. So, please stay tuned. Okay? Okay. 10 angel. Wow. Okay. Hi, Sir Marky. I'm new here. Party 1 car. Hello, Jennifer. If you would want to participate, nandito sa ano natin, sa comment section, nandiyan yung instructions natin on how to participate. And thank you, by the way, for joining us tonight. Okay? So, next question. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Aba. So, namaskaram, Master. Namaskaram din. So, asking for love reading po. Aba. But, and by the way, for those who are asking for love readings, please indicate if you're single or single or double. If you're single or you're in a relationship, okay? Because it's important for me. Para naman, there are times, and why I'm asking this because I've experienced it before. There was a time na kahit na wala na sila, naglilinger pa rin yung energies, akala ko sila pa rin. Okay? So in short, that resonates na hindi pa masyadong hindi pa masyadong over yung ating hindi pa masyadong over yung participant. Okay, single. Okay, tignan natin. Sige, love reading. But by the way, okay, good. Okay. So also, for those of you who are really wanting to take it a notch higher for your readings, there is another reading that I would recommend, but also we can't do it live here, and we can't do this form of reading ng for free because it's very sacred. Okay, we're gonna access your whole life map, and this is called Vedic astrology. Now, the Vedic astrology presents you with their life map, and it also presents you who you're meant to marry or to be with. And not just that, yung career natin, what chosen career would yield the best blessings for you, either for business or for the corporate. Also, you will get to know and understand what your life is about. Past, present, and future will be told. And there are planetary periods that we all have to go through. That's why minsan you will see stories that are from rags to riches or riches to rags. It's because there's certain timeline that we are meant to experience. So the more that you are aware of your timeline, the more that you are aware of your life map, it gets you prepared even more. And the goal of Vedic astrology is to be at peace no matter what your life map is about. And what I like about Vedic astrology, we provide you remedies. There are remedies. If there are some warnings in your life and if there are some experiences that you need to improve, there are always remedies. And honestly, that's the reason why I became Hindu. I became Hindu because of Vedic astrology. And I'm born Catholic. But when in 2019, when I stumbled upon Vedic astrology, it was so spot on. Everything that happened in my life, in my younger years, in my teens, until finally my path to spirituality, it's all written in the stars. Alam mo kung ganito siya nakakakilabot. Nakalagay kasi doon it's very strict. 1 + 1 = 2. You have to connect all the planets in your charts, and it will come up with an answer. And nakadictate in my Vedic astrology that at the age of 32, I will become spiritual. And exactly a month after I became 32, I met my teacher. So it's really written on the stars. And it's really life-changing. So if you want to know more about it, if you want to know your life map, and again, this is very sacred knowledge and wisdom, more than 6 to 10,000 years of ancient wisdom. You can send me a message so that we can talk and discuss about the details on this. Okay, but trabaho na tayo. Okay, so tingnan natin for our current participants. Let's peg it at, for the energy of this year, 2022. Okay, so that we can prepare for this. Because oftentimes, it's not really just the question if it's meant. Sometimes the question is the divine timing. That's why for me, Vedic astrology is really important because it gets you the details down to the very last date, month, year, date, hour. It's that detailed. So you know, in my charts in 2025, in October 20, and I know it well, in October 25, 2025, 3:25 p.m. I'm about to have a vehicular accident. In October 25, 2025, I'm gonna have a vehicular accident. So that means during that time, if I step out, or if, and sa tandaan, vehicular accident, if I ride any form of transportation, I'm gonna have an accident. So it prepares you. So that means hindi lang ako magta-travel, hindi lang ako lalabas, and I won't get it. And that's the reason why people get accidents as well, because these are also meant. Oh, oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, in fairness to our, wow. If I'm going to assess the cards, we have 2 out of 3 major cards, and I'm gonna be very excited. Believe it or not, you're gonna meet someone. You're gonna meet someone this year. You're gonna meet someone, and this is someone you will meet. So work then. So, oh yeah, now work related. Work. You will meet someone related in sa work. So first of all, we have the strength card. So this is the past, and look how very the imagery of the strength card. This one is really giving me so much hope because look at the motion of the card. Tumatakbo siya. So that really means that you're really doing anything and everything that it takes for you to really improve. For you not to just improve, but for you to never stop. Never stop hoping, never stopping in believing and trusting that someone is out there meant for you, that you are also meant to be happy, that you are also meant to experience love with no boundaries. And that is what this card is about. And also the strength card allows you to develop not just strength, but the endurance for you to go through this all throughout. So I want you to know, with this being here at the very first placement of the card, there is already consciousness. There's this inner knowing that you know someone is out there, that you're still meant to meet someone, and you will not have this card if it's not meant. So kaya alam ko. So the second card, look at this. Actually, malapit mo na siya actually nakila. Is it why you're asking? I feel like that's why you're asking, because you recently, parang someone caught your eye, okay? Because this is the present card, and look at the present card. From what is seemingly a dark place, you are now ready to step outside happily, and there is someone guiding you to do that. That's why I feel like, is that the reason why you're asking? So, and I'm telling you, if this is about that, I want you to grab that opportunity. You know why? Because if I were to read the cards for myself, etong gusto kong lumabas. You have the death card. Okay, hindi, okay, kalma lang. Okay, so no one's gonna die. Okay, the death card is not as it seems. I love the death card because you know what this is? The death card is a card that is actually a transformational card because it's ending a bad chapter. So that means, and take note that it's ending a bad chapter. That means it's literally resonating what this is about. And that means after death comes rebirth. After ending that bad chapter, you will finally see yourself being reborn with so much happiness, so much hope, so much trust. And I love that about you, because you never really stopped believing that there's someone out there that's meant for you. And there is a fair reason why this is 2 out of 3 major cards, and I pegged it at this year. That's why I know. So if it hasn't been official yet, or yun parang feeling mo pa lang, this person is a very good prospect. If you feel that this is a very good opportunity, my say, grab it. You can never go wrong with this, because you will not have 2 of the best major cards if it's nothing for this year. So my strongest suggestion, go for it. My strongest suggestion, never hold back, because you also know what you deserve and you worked hard for it. And that's the reason why this card is here. So I want you to keep an open mind and heart. I know you're discerning well. I know you are healing, but you're already there. And you will not have, there are other cards sana na magbibigay sa iyo ng hesitation, but these are not any of those. What these are, it's full of hope and it's full of transformation. Ayun na, ayun na. Oo, Master, I met him. Ay, sus, never considered him as romantic option. Nakakaloka na. Oh, sorry na. Oh, ayun, oh. These are the times naman na I'm so proud of my vision. Okay? Pag masyadong maganda and then nagkakatotoo. So yeah, go ahead, jump. Go for it. And I want you to really embrace this. I want you to really be happy and to not think of anyone else but your happiness, because we all deserve to be happy. And I want you to all let go what others would want to perceive, because that's theirs. I want you to just focus on your own happiness. I want you to wake up every morning feeling grateful, because you really know that you worked so hard for that, and for you to really do more for yourself. I don't want you to wake up at any given day tapos sasabihin mo, sana pala ginawa ko na. Okay? Let go of the what ifs. You the shoulda, woulda, coulda. No one deserves that. And if this is meant for us to learn something, that is still a blessing. But you know what? Again, the cards, these are not any form of warning at all. If what these are, it's only resonating so much love and hope and so much trust. So you can never go wrong with that. So go ahead. I give you my blessing. This is really meant for you. Congratulations, I want to say. So this calls for a double date, alam mo na. Mag-double date kapag naging official na. And pag nag-manifest na yan, abay, syempre talagang we need to celebrate. Yun lang. Congratulations and thank you for joining Tarot Tuesday. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I feel like, well, so far, this is one of the best readings for our session for tonight. Dahil, not just because it's not really just because dalawang major cards siya or what, but it's because I love hearing inspiring stories about love. And I hope this also inspires you. Pero, I want to say hi. Alam mo, may basher po tayo sa comment section. May basher po tayo. That's my best friend, sorry. Grabe, ngayon ka na nga lang bumisita, binabash mo pa ako online. So Paolo G, Paro G. Okay. So ayan, I want to acknowledge the presence of my bestie, yan si Paolo. Thank you for joining. Okay, o baka may gusto kong itanong ha, although lagi mo naman ako tinatanong. So ibigay mo na lang sa iba. Okay. Tsaka huwag kang basher dyan, grabe ka. Thank you so much, Master. Your advice made me teary-eyed. Alam mo yan. It's really meant for you. Kaya go lang ng go. Okay? So, next naman po tayo. Oh, by the way, time check muna tayo. Yes, may time pa tayo. Ang dami pang questions na pumapasok. I hope you can just see all these questions. But yun nga, I will give my very best para masagot lahat ng tanong yan. But before I do, if you haven't watched our weekly tarot reading this week, I'm telling you from tonight, actually nag-start na siya today rather, tomorrow, Thursday, whatever you experience today, it's gonna create a snowball effect. Next Wednesday and Thursday can be a little too challenging. And for you to stay guided, if you haven't watched our weekly tarot reading, after po nitong session natin, panoorin natin yung weekly tarot reading natin, because this is gonna help a lot. Now also, isa sa inyo ngayon, lahat ng mga viewers natin ngayon, you will have a chance to win 1,000 pesos worth of Crystal Abundance Bracelet, courtesy of our official partner, it's celestialblue.ph. If you want to check, oh, by the way, if you also, kasi nga, when you go visit, please visit the page, Instagram and Facebook of celestialblue.ph. He has ongoing sale and these are very aesthetically appealing and the energies are spot on. Pero isa sa atin ngayon will win 1,000 pesos worth ng Crystal Abundance Bracelet. And if you want to win, all you need to do, go visit the Facebook or the Instagram page, share any of the posts either on your stories or in your news feeds, and then take a screenshot dahil importante, may resibo, dahil radikal, magmahal. And because of that, later on, mananalo kayo isa dyan. Hello and blessing. Hello, Miss Serenity. Blessing ka. Ay, sus. Ay, sus. Blessing ka din. Pao, alam mo yan. Si Paolo G. Okay. Ay, next question na pala tayo. Sorry. Okay. So, for our next question for tonight. Okay, let's see. Wow, okay. So, yung next question, okay, may entry na kagad for Celestial Blue. Pero magtatanong po ba kayo? May tanong po. Okay, because nag-share na ano, pero may entry na tayo, confirmed entry, very good, okay. Balikan ko yan para maging efficient tayo kasi konti lang time, ang dami pa nagtatanong for tonight. So, pag may tanong, pakikian lang or baka mamaya gusto lang sumali dun sa raffle for the bracelet, why not? Because it's really amazing. But let's see. Okay. So, next participant natin. Oh, okay. So, good evening po. Good evening. My question po is about health. Recently treated hyperacidity. Nako, thankfully nadaan po sa oral medication. And as a mother, admittedly, praning po talaga ako when it comes to my health. May dapat po kaya akong handaan for prevention. Thank you po. Without batting an eyelash, here is one good reminder for people who are experiencing acid reflux or you may be nag-progress na siya if you have either heartburn or GERD. Okay, so consider anything that is triggering our acids. And you know what? For a very long time, I've been experiencing that as well. I really thought I needed to check my acids. Lagi siya nagwawala. And it's really not the best experience every time I'm having acid reflux. So here's one good thing. Saan po natin nararamdaman yung acids natin? Mostly here sa sikmura. Okay, sa sikmura. And you know, you'll be surprised. You know how important our body is. Our body is a directory of lessons that we are all just needing to know and to learn from, pero hindi natin alam what our body is saying. Our body, the real love, either not love language, the real body language is a manifestation of pain, wounds, injuries, and illnesses. So depending on the body parts na may nagmanifest po tayong mga nirereklamo nating mga illnesses, may mga kasamang lesson po yan. And you will be surprised that every single time that a person is complaining about acid reflux or anything that concerns the acids, and most especially kapag nag-progress na siya into GERD, into heartburn, this is a reflection of our self-esteem. Okay? So, our body should be in perfect balance. Pero remember, sometimes we tip off the balance. Either we do something more or we do something less. Now, considering our self-esteem, if it's too much, that may also mean we're too full of ourselves. O masyado tayong mayabang. That is where I was coming from. Masyado akong mayabang. And every time na yumayabang ako, mag-acid reflux ako. But also, that's on the side that you're overdoing it. But how about on the other side of the spectrum? If you're feeling less, if you're low of self-esteem, or if you do not appreciate, okay, now I'm getting something. Okay, you don't appreciate yourself so much because you're not getting the right acknowledgement that you need in your family. So, marami kang ginagawa, marami kang efforts, but it's taken differently. And you get to measure and compare your contribution versus other people's contribution because you're also directly compared. And when you're directly compared and then you feel like you've done your part pero hindi natitimbang ng maigi and then napapa-agree ka one point or another. And when you get to agree on how others perceive who you are and what you are as a person, and if you get to agree, then you will feel less. And then you will appreciate yourself less. And then maniniwala ka na maniniwala doon. And in the end, the first telltale signs is you will really have a very bad case of acid reflux. Now I'm telling you, oral medication can only help because the real opportunity for our body to heal is for us to learn the lesson. And I'm telling you, our body, not until we fully learn the lesson, it will always remind us. It will always give us some nudges. Why? Para finally malaman natin what we need to look at. But only that we don't know what our body speaks of. And I'm telling you, every part ng body natin, if I'm just only talking about one area, I'm just talking about one area, and it's specifically talking about our self-esteem. But I'm telling you, ang dami pa nating body parts, and bawat body part will always represent something. And I teach this. I teach this in my Reiki class. And if you're also, by the way, interested in Reiki, every once in a month, and this month's next month's schedule rather will happen on the 17th. I believe it's the 21st rather. The 21st, yeah, 21st of May, Saturday. It's a full day class from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. with an hour lunch break between 1 to 2 p.m. I'm telling you, in that class, I will tell you what your body speaks of. So that, and I'm telling you, hindi din siya hindi lang siya illnesses. Sometimes it's the mini injuries. Okay, minsan yung nagkakaroon tayo ng mga accidents in our body parts. And sometimes it results to injuries. And the least thing you would want to happen is for you to get something irreversible. Kasi yun na yung last stretch ng katawan natin. If we don't learn the lesson, it will give us something irreversible so that finally we will stop and learn and so that we can contemplate. And that's the reason why mapapansin niyo most of the time whenever you get to hear a story about someone being diagnosed with any ill terminal illness or yung talagang medyo it's really about to end your life or end somebody else's life, that's gonna be a wake-up call for that person. I should have been doing this, I should have been doing that, I should have forgiven, I should have prayed to God, I should, because that's the only wake-up call, because it has to come to a point na it can be something na talagang titignan mo na for you to reassess yourself, but would you really want to go that far? And the thing is, hindi natin kasi alam that we are all going through that. And I'm telling you, yung mga lower back pain ninyo, may meaning yan. Yung mga sakit, yung mga stiffness ng muscles nyo, may meaning yan. Yung mga sakit-sakit, oh my gosh, anything that reflects on the skin, pimples, rashes, lahat yan may meaning. And I'll give you a little glimpse. Yung mga anything that reflects on the skin, that's galit. That's anger. Anger that you have been processing, anger that you have been feeling, anger that you cannot release, anger that you cannot necessarily forgive. And our body will speak of it. But we just don't know what it's saying. But it will always tell us something. I teach that in Reiki class. So if you're interested to know, because you know what, if I teach that, every time I teach that, sabi ko, with or without energy healing, if naturo ko yan, and you find yourself putting your life into perfect balance, hindi ka na magkakasakit. Our body will always give us a chance. The more that we are alive, the more we wake up each morning, that's the clean slate that our body is giving us. But again, only if we know what the body speaks of. Only if we know what it's telling us, we would know how to change. We would know how to improve. And here's the thing. Again, the universal law of cause and effect always applies in our body. Whatever we are feeling, there is something that we did. There is something that we've engaged in. That's why we are now reaping the results. We are now given a chance for it to improve, for us to do something about it. But remember, we always know what's best for our body, but we're not mindfully choosing what's best. And it can be as easy as giving yourself 8 hours of sleep, but you're not giving it. It's as easy as giving yourself the best balanced diet, but you're not choosing it. It's drinking water, you're not drinking it. It's exercise, but you're not doing it. These are very basic needs of our body for our body to be at its best and optimum nutrition, but we're not mindfully giving it. And that's why I'm telling you, everything that I'm teaching you right now literally changed my life. Because if there's just one question that I ask myself during my Reiki class, and when I first met my teacher, gusto ko ba magkasakit? Ayoko. Then why not change? And then I did. And it really worked well for me. And right now, I have more than 600 students. And these people, not every single one of them, initially believed, myself included. But then again, all it takes is for you to understand your body. And it will always just start with that one good question. What do you deserve? Do you deserve to be sick? No one deserves to be sick. Only if we have the awareness on how to listen to our body and to work well with our body and to choose what we deserve for our body, we are going to be very, very healthy. And remember, I'm only talking about our physical well-being. Hindi pa kasama dyan yung ating emotional and our mental well-being. Hindi pa kasama yung spiritual well-being natin. We are only talking about our physical. And there's so much to learn. And there's so much to learn about our mind, our body, and our soul, only if we're open. And it will always start with a very simple question: what do I deserve? And if you tell yourself that you deserve the best, then it is about high time for you to always be mindful of choosing what will only bring the best in your life. Make it a habit, make it to a point, and you don't. And honestly, if you want to take it a notch higher, then go and attend my class. I will teach you everything that I know. But if you want to start first with mindfulness, if you want to start first with just being kind, being loving, being truthful, being helpful, in short, radical magmahal. Magmahal lang tayo. Start with that and then see how your body responds. And let go of anything that will not do any good for your body. And see how your body feels. And the thing is, we always know, only that we're just not mindful. But you start with mindfulness and then you start with awareness and then see, pakiramdaman mo, your body will never lie. Now, how about you start tomorrow? Okay? So for my suggestion for our current participant, I want you to start appreciating what you do, who you are, regardless on how people perceive it. Why? Because ikaw naman nakakaalam nun eh. Regardless of what people say about you, ikaw rin naman nakakaalam ng totoo. And if you are very honest with yourself, no matter how others will push their own truth or even change what the truth is about, it shouldn't matter because you know the truth. And if you focus on your own truth, no other truth will matter. Because so long as you did your part and you know it, that's the only thing that matters. Yun ang pagkatiwalaan mo. Not other people, not how they perceive you, not how they see you or what they think you do. What matters is how well you know yourself. But that's the thing. Sometimes we don't know ourselves. That's why you have to take time to really understand one way or another. Of course, we're going to weigh in and consider, okay, I've received this feedback, or someone told me this. I observed that you are this. I observed that you are that. What made them say that? And be honest with yourself. Is there truth or is there validity with what they said? And if there is, and if you don't like it, you wanted to change, and go ahead and subject yourself with the change. But after going through your discernment process, you realize that, well, it's possibly their own perception. It may not necessarily true, but they perceive you as such. And we can never control how other people think or what they will say or do. But here's one good reflection, and I got this from my fellow Reiki master, and she said, how people treat you is their karma. How you respond is yours. So be mindful. If you want to just receive blessings, and just be very mindful. Be very loving, kind, generous, most especially to yourself. You have to appreciate who you are and you have to love who you are. So that's the only. When you love yourself and when you love every single inch of who you are, your whole beingness, yan lang din ang makukuha ng ibang tao. But if you also do not love yourself, yan lang din ang ibibigay ng tao sa'yo. So mahalin natin ang sarili natin and focus on yourself and give the love that you also deserve, and then the rest of the world will do the same. Thanks for joining Tarot Tuesdays. So, time check. May time pa naman. But before we continue, if you haven't watched our weekly tarot reading, this week's gonna be a roller coaster ride, everybody. And for you to stay guided, kahit na may mga energies na mag-unfold for the next coming days, kapag nakahanda tayo, because alam natin what's about to happen, mas nalesen yung impact. So please watch our weekly tarot reading after this session. Now also, sa mga viewers natin who would want to win 1,000 pesos worth of Crystal Abundance Bracelet, madali lang po. Please visit the Facebook page or the Instagram page of celestialblue.ph and then share any of the posts either in your stories or in your news feeds. Take a screenshot, importante may resibo, and then please send sa ating Facebook page later on. And then, ready na tayo. Ay, sandali. Ay, okay. So binalikan ko yung ano, yung participant kanina. So sabi ko, "Okay, hello po, wala po akong maisip earlier, pero regarding body parts po, yung scoliosis po ba may spiritual meaning din? Inborn po yung sa akin, wala naman pong hindrance sa daily activities ko. Thank you po." Now, very good on asking. And it's just recently I learned something new. I learned something new. For the longest time, for the last 6 years, I'm only focused on energy healing, Reiki, and tarot. That's why I'm doing tarot sessions with you guys. Pero it was a long time since I learned another healing modality, and this one is called Dorn, spine alignment. So Dorn, look at it this way, para siyang spine alignment ng para siyang anong ginagawa ng mga chiropractor, but it's safer. Okay, so why is it safer? Kasi if you watch videos about what chiropractors do, they crack bones. Na and hindi siya, delikado siya. Delikado siya in so many ways. Why? Kasi ang hindi natin alam with our body, with the activities that we do, yung simple posture natin, yung paghiga natin sa kama, pag nagsa-cellphone tayo nakaganyan, nami-misalign ang ating mga buto-buto. Most especially yung spine natin. And the spine is very important. Now, um, Dorn is a very safe, gentle na way, parang for a physical therapy, in a form of physical therapy, na there is no cracking involved. So, okay, so that's what I studied. And that's what I studied last week. Okay, and I'm starting to become very comfortable with it. And what it does, even scoliosis that it treat on that. And in fact, yung kapartner ko na during yung how we're going to apply what we learned. So we started with theories first, and then we're gonna do the hands-on training, of course. And my partner had scoliosis. And hindi niya alam na may scoliosis siya. And alam mo, parang ganito kalaki, if this is the spine, ganito kalaki yung gap. Ganito kalaki yung gap niya. But meron kasing mas malalang cases na talagang medyo S na yung ano, spine. And because it's inborn, some it's very inborn, but some it goes worse. Kumbaga nagsa-start siya ng ganun lang and then it gets worse. So ang spine kasi natin parang spring 'yan. So kung ano lang ang ginagawa natin, mag-a-adapt lang siya na mag-a-adapt, but we can align it. Now, my strongest suggestion is may mga cases kasi na sobrang S na yung ano. Pero kung like kung yung alignment, which is what I treated dun sa partner ko, kung ganyan lang yung alignment niya, after the treatment, from here, and tinuruan kami mag-massage. Massage pa lang yung ginawa ko, na-align ko na siya. From here, naging konti na lang yung alignment before I do the spine alignment. So kung medyo ganito lang yung ano niya, yung curve niya, kaya. Kaya. But also, my question is, similarly sa spine natin, depending kung saang part ng spine natin, nandun ang lesson. And when you said this is inborn, because everything is karmic. So here is one good realization on that. I mean, who gets to declare? Who gets to declare? Sino yung papanganak ng buo? Sino yung hindi? Sino yung papanganak ng mayaman? Sino hindi? Sino yung ipapanganak na meron ng mga sakit-sakit? Sino yung very healthy? Or in short, also in the eyes of the society, very pleasing, sino yung hindi. Everything is karmic. Now, we are not, of course, 100% aware what we've done in the past. Because it's better that way, na hindi na natin alam fully kung ano nangyari sa atin. Why? Because it can be limiting. Kasi lahat tayo may past life. Lahat tayo may past life. So yung form ng reincarnation, it's real. Reincarnation is real. So, when we talk about our past life, kung ano man ang ginawa natin in the past life, whether we are aware or not, everything will give the idea kung anong magiging simula ng buhay mo or what will happen in your life as you deal with it. Now, may mga times na anything that when we are born with any form of illness or any form of condition, it's because we've done something in the past na yun na yung kabayaran natin. That's why, more often than not, and in Hinduism, this is really something that everybody is taught and aware na. That's why some people, pag ang background nila is hindi sila masyadong nabiyayaan when it comes with their finances. When they're born in this lifetime, ang sinasabi nila, then I will just be very kind. I will work hard and I will be very kind. So that when I'm done with this past life, I'm guaranteed to have a better life in the next. Ganun siya. Because and why again hindi sa atin binibigay yung full details of this? Bakit hindi tayo binibigyan ng full awareness? Because it can be very limiting as well. It can be very limiting. Halimbawa, if malaman natin na the cause of death from our past is nalunod tayo and it's because of water, baka mamaya if we have full awareness on that, baka hindi ka na maligo. Baka lagi mo isip, ay, diyan ako namatay, hindi ako pwede mag-water. Hindi na rin ako iinom kasi baka malunod ako sa water. It can be very limiting. And it will hinder you from learning the lessons. And whatever illnesses that we are born with, hindi lang yan parusa. Again, hindi naman nagre-rejoice si God every time that we have these instances. May kakulangan tayo o may kailangan tayong harapin. But because the law of karma is how the universe works. It's the order of the universe. It brings balance to everything. Na kahit any single good na gawin natin, yun ang magbibigay ng kapalit na good din. And any single thing na hindi natin magandang ginawa, yun ang magbibigay ng balance. But without the universal law of karma, there will be chaos. Okay? And this is something that brings balance in our universe. Now, we may not have full awareness why these things have to happen, but that's why if you are aware now and alam mo na siya, that and every goal of a human being is to finally break that cycle of being born and reborn. And how do we become that? By becoming enlightened, or by becoming in Maslow's hierarchy of needs and psychology, we call it self-actualization. So, how would we know that a person has self-actualized? How would we know that we are already on the road to self-actualization? You can think of what the society declares as a person who has done a lot of bad things and recognize that these are really bad. You come face to face with that person, and yet all you feel is love, appreciation, understanding. That's a self-actualized person. So you can think one of the first people that the history has declared, and when you come face to face to them, you will tell them, it's okay, I understand you. And it's all right, I still feel the love in you. And until then, there's a lot of work to do, myself included. So the goal as we gain consciousness in this lifetime is for us to recognize not about what happened in the past, because hindi na natin hawak yun, wala na tayong magagawa dun. But how much more good can we do in this lifetime so that in the next, you will have a better chance. We have a better lifetime. Whether we're going to be aware of it or not, but alam mo, at least you will have a very good jump start. And everybody has free will. And that's the reason why there are still people who can not just commit mistakes, but create harm towards other people. Because again, not that God rejoices when these things happen, but because aside from the universal law of karma, binigyan pa niya tayo ng isang precious gift. That's not just the gift of life. Ang daming bigay sa atin ng Diyos actually. And free will is one of them. Now, this is the reason why people can still commit not so good things. Kasi imagine this, Imagine, halimbawa, you're about to make a decision. Pag dito ka dumaan, makakasave ka ng maraming tao. Pero pag dito ka dumaan, makakapatay ka ng tao. Now, of course, God knows everything, past, present, and future. But, kung halimbawa, kumakaliwa na tayo, hindi naman nagtaran, Jesus, hello po, Jesus Christ. Anak, kumanan ka na lang kasi pag dito medyo may masamang mangyayari. Kumanan ka na lang, anak. Para sa'yo din naman. God will never do that. Why? Because no matter what we say, what we do, even if we don't mean well for other people, God will always love and respect us. But of course, may kabayaran lahat ng gagawin natin. It doesn't mean God is going to rejoice every time that people commit bad things. Of course, He's not going to be happy with it. Pero even so, for people who are not willing to do good things, God will provide love and respect, and He will let you do what you want to do. He will let you do what you're meant to do, only for you to learn a lesson. And here, similarly, you can think of many people in the past that have done a lot of bad things. But after that person doing that, something good will happen pa din. People will realize what's right, what's wrong, what's just, what's unfair. Then imagine kung anong klaseng karma yung willing yung taong kunin para lang para lang mag-awaken yung mga tao to see the difference. Someone has to take that position and the person's willing to do that. There must be something that you've done in the past and don't mind seeking kung ano na yun. What matters is right now, I would want to know lang which area because every area has a lesson. Pero if it's not something that bothers you, kayang-kaya pa yan matreat, but you have to go treatment. You can do Dorn, it's very safe. I can do that for you. But also, it's something that is also a commitment. Anything that we are sick of, if we are wanted to heal, the goal is to stay committed to always heal. Tinatrabaho yan. So, if you're willing, there's always a way to improve. But you have to be willing to go through everything that it takes for you to heal and recover fully. Okay? So, anong tawag dito? There is still hope to improve on this, most especially kung hindi siya masyadong but you have to go therapy and it has to be consistent para ma-correct siya. So may mga times na and what I learned in that class is that ganito kung ang tanong is how long will be the treatment. Ang tanong diyan and this is based on the Chinese na medicine. Ang tanong nila is ang number of years that you are sick is equivalent to 1 month. So kung halimbawa you've been sick for 10 years, that means 10 months ang magiging treatment mo. If you're sick for a year, that means 1 month ang treatment mo. Isang buong buwan. Ganun siya. But then again, this is really gonna be a commitment. If you're saying that this is not something that bothers you, pero may possibility na mag-progress yan. Because pag hindi natin pantay talaga yung buto natin and with our, you'll be surprised, 99% of the people, hindi pantay yung paa. And what makes me say that, kaya din may mga tao na laging may mararamdaman na lower back pain, na kahit na magpamasahe, hindi bumabalik. That's one. May lesson din kasi yan. So in short, everything is about learning and not until we all learn, our body will keep telling us that we need to learn something. So my strongest suggestion is that to seek therapy and be consistent about it. Kasi otherwise, pwedeng lumala yan. Okay? Yun lamang, and thank you for joining Tarot Tuesdays. Now, I know ang dami-dami pang nagtatanong kanina, pasensya na, but this is gonna be the last question we're gonna be entertaining for tonight, pasensya na. But, meron pa tayong raffle for tonight. So ngayon, let's take time sa lahat naman ng gustong manalo ng 1,000 pesos worth of Crystal Abundance Bracelet. This is your cue. All you need to do kung gusto nyo manalo and to participate, you have to go to the Facebook page or Instagram of celestialblue.ph and please share any of the posts on your stories or sa newsfeed natin. Take a screenshot of that and then that entitles you with one raffle entry. So meron na tayong isang kasi yung current natin, yung last participant may din siya. So tonight is 26 na ngayon. Okay, so yung first ang pangalan niya. Okay. Okay. So, ang dami naman pala chismis niya. Hello po, Master. Nag-message po ako sa FBP. Fine. Hello. Kung nag-message. Hello. Sorry, hindi umabot. Oh my gosh. Shout out to from United Kingdom. Hello, Miss Serenity. Thank you for joining us. Hello. Peppermint tea is good for acid reflux. And yoga helps to relax the body, mind, and soul. That's good. That's good. But then again, these are just remedies. It can only do so much. I'm telling you, medicine, these are band-aid solution. The real way to heal is for us to learn our body's lessons. So, next, tingnan muna natin tingnan natin yung mga, if naririnig niyo yung pusa ko, sorry na, oh my gosh, ito na. Okay, sandali. Okay, let's see. Okay, so next, so far may Julia, I see your entry. Okay, very good. That's one entry for you. Okay, and then we have Gail Echeverria. That's entry number 3. Thank you. And then we have Regil Erispe. Okay. Uy, si Regil. Hello, Regil. Nice to see you. Ayan. So, ready na tayong manalo, ha? Hi po. Hello po, Kuya. Kian. Hello, Kian. Hello. Nice to see you. And namaskaram dan Angel David. And who else? Sino pa yung kasama sa ating gusto sumali? Okay, okay. The Princess of Mega World, sumali, si Rain. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, all the way from Sweden, syempre, Cha Rodrin. Okay, ang dami nating entries in fairness. So far, we have 6 entries na and one of you will win. Pero teka, tingnan natin, meron pa yata niyan. Let's see. Uy, very good. Okay. Jasmine Nasino. Jasmine Nasino. Okay, next. Sino pa? Okay. So, sandali So far, meron tayong how many entries are these? 7 entries. 7 entries. So, pwede pa tayong humabol, may time pa, but officially, it's 55, 10:55. 56. Para hindi tayo mapuyat kasi sabi ni Vanelli napupuyat pag Tuesday. Sorry na. Ako pa naman yung nagpo-promote na bawal mapuyat. Okay, so, exactly 10:59, magko-close na tayo ng 10:59 magde-draw na tayo ng ating winner. But while we're doing that and while we're waiting for others to join our raffle, sabi ko nga kung gusto niyo sumali sa raffle natin, i-share niyo lang any posts ni Celestial Blue in your stories or in your news feed and then take a screenshot of that and that qualifies as one entry. Again, so far we have 7 entries and isa sa inyo mananalo for that. Now, also, kung hindi nyo pa napapanood yung weekly tarot reading natin, again, this week is gonna be a roller coaster ride. And towards the end of the week, nako, medyo grabe yung mga decision na kailangan natin gawin. With what's going to unfold in this week, you are meant to make a tough decision at the end of this week. And so that you will be prepared in doing so, panoorin nyo po yung ating weekly tarot reading. And every Sunday, we release that. We release the video so that we can, and the way the weekly tarot reading goes, either it manifests on your life directly or it can be the closest people around you na through their stories sa kanila magma-manifest and you get to witness it. So like kanina ako'y taga-witness lang. Ako'y taga-witness ng mga experiences ng mga tao. So ayun, teka nga, sandali. Okay. Join lang ng join para masaya. Yes, si Reggie, grabe siya. Uy, nanalo ka na last time, 'di ba? Parang nanalo ka na nun? Ayan, sige. Ayan. Naku, sabi nung isa, "Thank you very much po for your advice and encouragement. Hope I can join your class." Oo naman, because it's really life-changing. Okay, so again, time check. Last minute. At 59, we're gonna start our draw na. And so far, again, we have 7. We have 7 entries for our raffle tonight. Isa sa atin, teka nga, let me get my randomizer. Okay. So, hi, magaling ka kaya Kuya Matt. Shout out daw sa akin. Shout out. Shout out kay Paolo G. Thank you naman dahil pinagbigyan mo ako na na lagi ka kasing snobbish, usually snobbish 'yan. Uy, may entry pa tayong isa, very good. So we have, Katsi Manahan. So let's add Katsi Manahan. So there are a total of 8 entries for tonight, Katsi Manahan. Yan. So, one of you will ayun na, officially it's 10:59. Okay, so nakahabol tayo, Katsi, very good ha. Salamat po Kuya Mash. Chiko ka ha, alam mo manda ka sa akin mamaya. Binubully mo na naman ako online. Huh? Okay, so we have 8 entries for tonight. Okay, one of you will win 1,000 pesos worth of Celestial Blue Crystal Abundance Bracelet. Okay, here we go. Ang ating winner for tonight, I see. Okay, here we go. Ito ng winner natin. Oh my gosh! Katsi, congratulations, Katsi Manan. Lucky last. You definitely are the lucky last. Congratulations. And sa mga hindi naman po masyado pinalad for tonight, do not worry because at the end of the month, meron na naman tayong grand raffle. I'm gonna be giving away 10 workshop passes for emotional healing. Very meaningful class for me. And this is also an entry-level class for everybody. You don't need to go through any spiritual path para maintindihan yung class nito because this is really for everybody. May you have a background to spirituality or not, napaka-easy nito. Actually, it's very logical. And also, sabi ko nga, maraming salamat for joining me in this session and salamat sa mga sumali ngayon at nakaabot. Pasensya na po sa mga hindi nakaabot. Ang dami pa kanina. Pasensya na, but I will be back next Tuesday ulit, same time, same channel here in Everyday Reiki with Marky. And for now, maraming po salamat at kailangan natin matulog. So, also, huwag kalimutan yung weekly tarot reading natin, panoorin after yung session natin. But for now, this has been Marky Mendoza. Lagi nagpapaalala, keep trusting the process. Namaskaram everybody and I will see you all Sunday and Tuesday. Good night. Maraming pong salamat.